Morning everybody. So today we are off to the Chelsea house again. We have probably about 10 days before the family move in, so it's all stations go, as you can probably imagine. So first stop is the Chelsea house, and then we're off into central London. And central London is going to be about the Primrose Hill job. So I shall be looking at parking restrictions and talking to the removal people about what's got to go, where it's got to go and when. It's an early one for me here because I need to be on site for the alarm people. The alarm people coming in to sort out access to the property, which means they'll be drilling holes in things and fixing up cables. Lots of stuff going on at the house. I expect it to still look like a bomb's hit it, but yesterday was spent doing lots of emails at chivvying people along from the safety of my desk, which was all good. So again, lots of paperwork basically in the evenings, and as I'm on the road from my phone. Basically that's the only way to do it when you're on site so much. But anyway, let's get going with the day and see what today brings us. Not sure about these earrings, you know. I might as well just put them onto my AirPods to just attach them. Well, here I am at the house and they've made amazing progress. So the interesting things for you are going to be, certainly from a visual point of view, is going to be the flooring, which is down in this floor, which I'll show you in a moment, and also the colour of the hallway, which is a very dark colour. I've just spent the last hour and a half running up and down, chasing things, finding things, and having meetings with the main contractor, the builder, the plumber, the electrician, and anybody else that wants to have a conversation with me. When you get down to the brass tacks of a job like this, when you have only sort of about 2 weeks, or rather 10 days to go, you have to do everything in your power to push people along to get things done. You have to tell them what bits you're worried about and what's going to be done about them, and ask them basically what's going to be done about the things that you're missing. Today I've also missed a few other little bits and bobs that have been missing from on site. The handles came in, the door handles, the new door handles that we ordered, but they came in 2 different boxes. They came in from the manufacturer and they came in from the supplier. The problem with this is that only one was signed for, and so we don't know what happened to the other one. So I had to sort of go around the house hunting for it, to see if I could find it, and then I spoke to one of the builders and they said, oh no, I've put it somewhere safe for you, which was underneath a jacket, which was lovely, so I would never have seen it, but that's what happens.
Here's the air conditioning guys who have just put the wiring and the pump in up the top there, so that's all ready for the unit to go on when everything is set and dried. Moving into the master bathroom, you can see now the work that has gone into the tiling on the back wall there. And you can see it's covered with polythene, and there's a little alcove just in there for your shampoo.
Other things are also going on. I've had to have a slight go at the electrician because he's working a little bit too slowly for me. As you know, I've had a few problems with various different workmen on here, and sometimes you just need to chivvy them along. They don't realise, or they don't really care, that other people are having to come in and do work along with them. So I have had an action-packed morning today here at the Chelsea job. Every single problem has come up, and I've had to basically firefight and deal with everything. So we've had the air conditioning unit, there was a drainage problem, so we're now going to have to install a pump, which I really didn't want to do. It's not a problem, it doesn't really cost very much, but it needs to happen. Most air conditioning units do come with the ability to actually have a pump. It very much depends on pressure, and it very much depends on which way the drainage channels are running. So that's something I've had to deal with. The air conditioning guys are also in. They're actually putting in the grills at the minute, which has been quite interesting, actually working out where they can go on the ceiling, because you don't want them basically in line with the light, so it would look very odd, but at the same time you want them to be equally spaced around, not too close to wardrobes and not too close to where the curtains are going to sit. The alarm guy has turned up to actually fit the access panel. The access panel is, you know, when you get to a front gate or a front door and you put a little key code, He's putting that in, he's installing that today. What he didn't expect to do was find the channel not driven out for him. This was because somebody else was supposed to do this. He didn't know this, I didn't know this, so it wasn't done. So the builders are now making good and sorting that bit out for him. The next problem we had to face was the wallpaper. Where did the wallpaper go? Now this was the wallpaper for the guest room, so this was actually only just been ordered, but that's fine. It has actually come in, we've got it, it's now in its rightful place. Up in the room where it's going to go up. The decorator knows what he has to do with it, but he has his work cut out for him elsewhere in the property. So at the moment we have on site probably about 6 different trades, all working on different areas of the house. So the tiling is done on lots of different places. There's other cabinets going up, things are being painted, air conditioning units are being put up on the walls. The reason why those are going up is because we needed to make a change, as you know, to the pump system, but we also are having to make an adjustment to the grill. The grill is basically what's going on the flat part of the wall, and that's where the air will come in and go back out of the system. And that has not been easy because the channel that has been cut for it, the hole that's been cut for it, isn't exactly true to size because all the ceilings are off. In an old property such as this, the walls can be a lot like this. And that's fine because you wouldn't necessarily see it to the naked eye, but when you're looking and you're fitting things that are actually very true and straight, it doesn't always work the way that you want it to work, and it doesn't always fit the way that you want it to fit. So we've all been sitting looking at it thinking, how are we going to make this work? But we seem to have found a workable solution. And they're working on it right now. In the midst of all of this, I've had the carpet fitter on the phone. He's just chasing me for a few things. A lot of it is to do with money, and we're just sort of negotiating what prices to pay for certain things and also what price certain things are. Certainly the thresholds that go across doorways. Now these are the bars, the strip bars that you would see that go between the rooms, and they normally basically have the very useful task of actually keeping carpet together. We need ones that actually will fit both over tile and over carpet, so those are the things that we need to get. We need a certain colourway because obviously the sockets that we have in the house are actually a very dark bronze and an anthracite colour, so we need something that is going to match up to make it look all very coherent. I've been on site since 7:30 a.m. this morning and it is now coming up to 12. Apart from my hot chocolate, which I got this morning, I've not had anything to eat and I've been on my feet all day. I've got plaster dust and everything else all over me, and I'm sort of low on energy, so I need to go and get some food before I go on to the next job. So let's go and get some food and then we'll go off and meet Ernest. You should meet Ernest, he's my handyman. He's had an eye test today, so he's a little bit worse for wear, but other than that he should be fine. Food first. The removal company came in and that went all according to plan. He did his normal trick of going around looking in every cupboard, in every drawer to write down everything on his schedule so he gets the right quote for us all. The next thing of course is a removal, which is going to take place next Monday. That's going to be pretty chaotic as moves always are, but as long as the children are out the way and everybody else is out the way, I can get on with my job, so hopefully that should be fairly straightforward, I think. Whilst that's been going on, I've actually made a couple of calls and I actually made a couple of payments to various other different people about headboards and fabrics. This is something that you kind of have to do on the run. And it's fine, you could do everything at your desk, but it never happens that way. So it's best to get things moving and to pay people when you can. Had emails in from the clients, which has all been good. Now it's time to head home.